Okay, so since these drivers have had their hub cards removed, that's a hub card. Okay, since the hub cards have been removed, this is driver version 5.2, which is the same as 5.3. This is driver 5.1, which is the same as 5.0. They are not interchangeable. The hub cards are not interchangeable. So you have to make sure when you install these drivers back into their scoreboards that they're going into the right scoreboard with the right hub card. Well, how can you tell it's the right hub card? Well, here's how. The 5.2 and 5.3 hub cards do not have any traces on the top. They're only on the bottom, okay? The hub cards that go where the 5.1s are have traces on the top. You can see them. This is how you tell the difference between hub cards. So these two drivers are both driver number ones, and because the lids were mixed up, I don't know which one goes into what scoreboard. So you have to make sure that they're installed in the correct scoreboard in order to figure out if this went into the other scoreboard or not will be determined based on what this hub card is. So since the hub cards have been pulled and not shipped with it, I don't know which ones are in what board. So you have to make sure that the 5.1s stay with this hub card and that the 5.2s stay with this hub card. That way you don't have a problem, because the thing is, if you plug this hub card in accidentally to this particular driver, it will blow up into a ball of flames. So we need to avoid that. The second problem is when you go to plug this hub card in, it's going to want to warp this board down and it won't make contact in the middle. So you may have to lift the board out of the canister to push this hub card back on. When you remove these drivers for transport, you only unplug the ribbon cables, you leave the hub card with the driver. So if you unplug the hub card like what happened here, you have to make sure they're installed within the correct driver versions. So another problem is these particular power connectors. This is known as a Molex harness. Now, the issue with those is these are the older generation ones. If you look, the pins are very small and they're very loose, and it's known to cause problems. We've since changed this and we don't use this design anymore. We use bigger pins now. So this is the driver out of the primary board that was causing problems. Well, if we take a look, you can see evidence of arcing. So chances are, and the fact this is pushed in, chances are this is the one that was causing a problem and it was causing the power supply to trip out, which was likely the original source of the problem. This particular driver here has the pin pushed all the way down in there, so there's no way that's making good contact either. So this driver is likely not working properly, and that's why it's back here, because it's malfunctioning. So to fix this problem, what we do is we replace this harness with a new one that has the proper pins, and there will be a pigtail hanging off the back here that mates with this that'll just have wires dangling. So what will need to be done is the original wiring harness of the scoreboard cut, stripped, and wire nutted together with the new plug. That will fix the problem with the bad connection, and this has to happen with all of the drivers across the entire board to prevent this from happening again. Another easy way to tell which one went where with this particular scoreboard is, since these are both driver ones, it can go to either board. However, the team name captions have a plug. So this driver has the plug on it. This driver does not. So this could not go in the main board with the team name captions because there's no place to plug it in. So this one does. So this is driver number one for the primary board that's causing the problem. Okay, so that's how you can tell with this particular scoreboard setup at this particular gymnasium.